Hello, nonprofit leaders. I'm Sarah Olivieri, your host, and this podcast is here to assist people like you, executive directors, board members, and other nonprofit leaders make a bigger impact with insights, tips, and lessons learned from nonprofit leaders and experts. Having been an executive director, a board member, and now a consultant and coach, I truly understand the challenges you face. And that's why I'm here. I'm all about working smarter, not harder, so you can make a bigger impact without the burnout. And so is our sponsor, DonorBox. DonorBox isn't just a suite of helpful fundraising tools, it's a partner that helps you raise more money and supports you in retaining your donors. I love their forward-thinking approach. Visit donorbox.org to learn more. And don't forget to sign up for the Inspired Nonprofit Leadership newsletter, where you'll get bite-sized, actionable tips just for nonprofit leaders like you, delivered weekly to your inbox. Sign up at inspirednonprofitleadership.com/sign up. Okay, let's dive into today's episode. So today I want to talk about if strategy is discovered or decided. There's a common belief that strategy is something you decide, that strategy is about deciding direction. And what I'd like to share is that it's more nuanced than that. And strategy is sometimes decided and sometimes discovered. And most of the time, it is both. So when I think of building strategy or doing strategic planning, there's kind of two key sides to it. One is about the goals we're going to set related to fixing issues or making incremental improvements to the way our organization is running, whether that's how we're delivering our programs or how we are running our finances and operations. If you're nonprofits, how we are running our fundraising activities. For for-profit organizations, how we're doing our marketing, and what are things, and it's often a lot of problems or issues that we identify along the way. And strategy development or strategic planning is our opportunity to identify solutions we're going to implement, as well as the problems or issues that we're going to focus on. The other part of strategy is about figuring out what new thing we want to grow. So that's like new seeds we're going to plant or new directions that we want to take. And when we're doing that, we need to be aware that a lot of the time, what we need to be doing is actually uncovering or discovering what our strategy should or can be. And it is only in rare instances and with caution that we are truly deciding something new that is going to be born mostly from scratch, that we're going to have to do all this building for. And that is because when we do that, the amount of resources that need to go in to making something truly new, deciding to do something that isn't already happening, is very, very resource intensive. So we need to have really good reasons for that. So what does discovering strategy look like? It involves recognizing what's already emerging. We might be hearing our staff, our team saying, we're seeing this, we're testing these things, we're trying things, we're seeing new trends, right? Maybe it's a trend inside your organization. Maybe it's a trend out in the greater world. If you've ever done a SWOT analysis, that's just a rubric where reminds you to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, your challenges and your opportunities. That is just a simple framework for uncovering what is already there. And it is always easier to ride on a change moment that is already happening than it is to initiate a change moment from scratch. And so that's the difference between uncovering and deciding. So when we're looking, we're always thinking, when we have kind of our strategic mindset on, when we're looking around and assessing the landscape, whether it's inside our organizations or in the greater community, we're identifying sprouts, if you will, right? We're looking for early traction. We're looking for signals. We're looking for opportunities that are all around us. And when we look for them, we find them at a tender young age, and they are easy to kind of get them growing in a particular direction. When we wait for them to like emerge really boldly, oftentimes our ability to influence how that opportunity evolves is less, or the work of influencing it is more. So that is the key. And when we lean into identifying what's unfolding versus intentionally changing direction, our work gets easier. So what do we need to identify? Certainly there's a plethora of tools and strategic questions. Some of my favorite strategic questions, one is called the Dan Sullivan question, where you ask, if we were meeting in 3 years and everything has gone really well, what needs to have happened for you to feel really great about your progress, both personally and professionally? There's some more advanced parts of this question that can be added in, but that is a core question that gets your brain thinking in the future. And that's a great way to get your brain actually identifying what is available now for us to grow on. Another question that I love is from the one thing. What's the one thing that if that were solved or figured out, or you got that accomplished, everything else would be easier or unnecessary to do? I collect strategic questions. I'll just leave you with those kind of top ones of mine as tools for thinking through. And the last thing I want to add is that this is also about getting really good at listening. That means listening to the words people are saying. It means learning to analyze your data. It means listening to people's body language, the tone, right? All of these things signal where people's kind of energy is, not just so their actions, not just their words, their actions, their energy, because all of that has really great data in it to help us uncover the opportunities that are emerging. So, forcing strategy, forcing decisions often burns resources and leads to burnout. And identifying what is emerging and riding a wave that is already been generated is often our path to creating momentum.
You've been listening to Inspired Nonprofit Leadership. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode or the bonus episodes. And while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share with your friends and colleagues. Tune in every week for more useful insights and wisdom on nonprofit leadership. Thanks so much for all you do for the communities you serve. Until next time, all the best.